Cheerleading has become the leading cause of catastrophic injury in young female athletes. University of Michigan Health System expert discusses cheerleading injuries and advises parents on how to help keep their children cheering safely.
Cheerleading injuries are increasingly common. We know from data from the Consumer Product Safety Commission that rates of injuries have gone from nearly 5,000 in 1980 to close to 26 to 28,000 just in the past few years.
I got ready and I did the backflip and I landed right on my head, and I remember just like laying there and immediately I stopped breathing. I broke my neck and it injured my spinal cord at C1 and C2. If you look at what cheerleading was 10 years ago to what it is now, it's totally different. I mean, you have, you're lifting people up in these huge, people are 30 feet off the ground, or, 20 feet off the ground because you're throwing them up in the air, and they have raised the bar so high.
If you look at cheerleading injuries, most of them are still more the common types of things that we would think about. Muscle strains or pulls, ligament injuries, tendon injuries, things along those lines. The concern is that there are certainly a fair number of increasingly severe injuries. The leading cause of catastrophic injuries in female athletes is cheerleading. It's approximately 65 to 66% of all our female catastrophic injuries in either high school or college. One of the biggest concerns is that there's a significant degree of difficulty now in cheerleading as a sport. There often aren't adequate safety measures in place in schools with cheerleading. One of the particular concerns is often they're practicing at a variety of different locations. This may be in somebody's backyard, it might be in the hard gym floor, it might even be in a parking lot. Because of that, there's not a good supportive surface should they have an incident where they fall, hurt their head or their back, their spine. Also, one of the concerns is often cheerleaders are practicing by themselves or meeting at somebody's house where they might not have adequate supervision. If you don't have an adequately trained coach present to make sure you're using proper technique and to make sure that the spotters are placed where they should, then injuries may occur. When children are interested in cheerleading, parents should ask questions. One of the things they need to know about is the experience of the coach. They need to know what types of athletes that coach has worked with, particularly if they have been involved in gymnastics-type stunting. They also need to know what the plan is for that cheerleading squad. What types of activities are they going to be doing, who's going to be supervising those activities, and where they're going to be performing those activities.
I want people to learn just from what I've gone through, just to be safe about what you're doing. And if you're not comfortable doing something, don't do it. And if you feel pressured, it's not worth it, because, making a cheer team for, 4 or 8 years might be fun. Being in a wheelchair and on a ventilator, it's not as fun as it looks.